It's Monday the 30th, I'm FX Blue and this is CurrencyTransfer.com's market update. And the headlines today are that central bank meetings this week will set the tone for short-term direction, sterling registers the third weekly loss in a row, and the euro is facing a long, slow decline. So the central banks of the US, Japan and the UK are set to meet this week. The Fed could use Q2 GDP data as justification for a rate hike, but equally may well leave it until next month to see the net effect of the trade tariffs introduced in July. The Bank of Japan, meanwhile, rarely gets a mention around here, but their meeting will be watched this week for comments on the long-term effect of quantitative easing on the economy. The Bank of Japan has been indulging in QE for close to 20 years now, as they have been battling with long-term low inflation. Japanese officials have begun to voice their concerns over this policy, though, so one to watch there this week. Cable, meanwhile, closed lower on Friday at 131.10. Few positive factors are remaining for the currency. Despite that, though, traders are pricing in about an 80% probability of a rate hike on Thursday. We may see the MPC vote swung by 2 voters. The market is expecting about 4 votes for no change and 3 votes of a hike, leaving 2 swing voters that could tip the balance. The reaction, of course, will be most interesting, though. Any rally is likely to be short-lived because Brexit will return to the headlines in a little over a month, and any vote of no change could be the catalyst to start a sell-off. So there's certainly going to be a volatility risk on Thursday. Meanwhile, over on the continent, there's very few reasons to buy euro at the moment. Interest rate differentials are a key driver of the G7 currencies, and market expectation is for just a 0.1% rise from the ECB by October 2019. By then, in the same time frame, the Fed is expected to have raised rates by 1.25%, making a very strong case for a lower euro. Charlie on the charts is even calling euro dollar down to around 110 on that basis. Good news for euro zone exporters, though, and that should help stimulate growth across the weaker economies. For now, though, we saw an extremely narrow range on Friday for euro dollar as holiday fever has commenced. Euro dollar traded between 116.54 and 116.61. Maybe we'll see a little bit more activity this week. If you've got any questions, please pop them in the comments below. Otherwise, I'll see you again tomorrow.